This is my test video. I had it on my backdrop and stuff, and I'll use it later. I'm just too far of a distance. It's too far behind me to see what it actually is, and it doesn't actually serve its purpose yet. But we'll get this figured out. So here we are. Excuse the hair. So I am a studier. I started off as a studier of the occult. I've actually become a practitioner of the occult, and the occult, the word occult, it means hidden. So I have tried to find the hidden answer, because I couldn't find the answer in the external God, the God outside of me, the space creature who watches me like some pervert and judges me for everything that I do wrong. I couldn't accept that, because I'm told that a God came down and used his finger to etch in stone his 10 laws, right? I can't buy that, because he could etch with his finger in tablets of stone, but right, stone. No matter what I do, it's harder than this. But he couldn't write a book. He had to have men write a book. Well, I've read that book in all 3 of the languages it's written in, right? Or the 2 languages it's written in, and the English it was translated to. And I understand them very well. Very, very well. So here we go. Our first study is on temperance. The temperance card of the tarot. What the tarot is, I have to tell you, you have to understand something. The tarot, however you say it, is a mirror. It is a reflection, as every person is in this place. These people reflect back to you what you give. You get what you give. You reap what you sow. Okay? So, the first tool of witchcraft, the scrying mirror, which was a piece of black obsidian. Coffee. Piece of black obsidian. It's glass. And it was hard enough to polish to a mirror finish. Let me find the mirror side. And you can see the lights above my head. Right? To give a reflection. Now I want you to think about something. This place is about reflections. This place is about what you see is not what you get, right? What you give is what you get. So we have Baphomet. It gives you the same symbol, the same sign as Leonard Nimoy in Star Trek. And I've listened to Leonard Nimoy in his lying ways say that this is a blessing. This is not a blessing. This is the shin. When you look up the shin, it is a curse. It is the curse. And Leonard Nimoy in his foolishness, because this is the 4. Let me get these cards out. So, don't be foolish and believe this is witchcraft. This is divination. This is the mirror. That's why they use symbolism. Today we're going to study temperance. It's really awesome. Another thing, just want to throw this in there. Lucifer is the god of masonry. Okay? The light bearer. He is bearing the light. Holds up the light. He is Lucifer. That is why he is the god of masonry. There's Lucifer. There's Adam and Eve. Now, this is a reflection. This is You're not going to believe this by the time we get through this study. I swear to you. So I'm one of the first people to actually have the guts to go against what we have been taught and to show what we are truly doing here. You want to see what I'm talking about? The shin, the curse. Look at the hand of Baphomet. Bam. Focus. There you go. Okay? Now, that is the curse. What this means is there is nothing other than what I can see that exists. Nothing in this world that I can see. So that means that the air, the thing around me, is made of nothing. Now, I want you to look at the hand that the Hierophant is holding up. Focus, damn it. It's the hand that Jesus holds up. Okay, also this is the Pope, but we'll get to him later. The hand that the Hierophant is holding up is, let me make sure that this is correct. Look, I tried to show you the wrong hand. Let's see. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. There it is. Right there. That means that there is more than what you see, right? So they give you duality. Duality is the trick. It's the trick of the trade. See, they worship the Great Spirit, the same spirit that the Indians worship, the indigenous people of this place worship. And they give you this false God, the God outside of you. What separates you from God, and the only thing that has ever separated you from God or the Great Spirit, is the idea, one thought, that that you are separate from God, that God is outside and not within. It's why they misconstrue the word Emmanuel. The word Emmanuel means God in me, not God with me. He is not with me, he is in me. I am him. I am. Just so happens I'm a lion. I'm the Leo. July 29th is my birthday. So I am the Lion of Judah. I am him. Right? I am him. And it's so awesome. And hopefully through this study you'll learn that you are it also. Right? I can't say you am. It doesn't work. I am. And you are. But you have to say it. You are. Say, I am. I am. I am it. I am the possessor. Or I am possessed by the spirit of creation. The reason that Christians give you the word idolatry and then give you some misconstrued definition. Okay? The definition of idolatry is to believe that anything outside of you possesses more of the spirit of the Creator than you do. That's it. Okay? Now, for me to believe that this rock possesses more of the Spirit of God, or the Pope, or anyone else, and for me to think that my wife, my husband, if my sexual orientation is the other way, whoever, that when they possess more of the spirit of the greatness of the Creator, in my mind, I put myself below them when I do this. We're all equal, every living thing, from the smallest of the creatures that crawl upon the earth to us. We're all the same. We possess the same spirit. If you read Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it actually tells you that you possess, that you are not preeminent in spirit. They also tell you the bullshit in Genesis that you were given dominion. Dominion means to take care of. It doesn't mean to slaughter and kill and murder, right? It means to take care of. You have dominion over your children, right? You don't kill them, or at least we hope not, right? But today, we're going to touch on temperance. This is a very, very, very significant card. It shows a very big reflection. And I'm going to tie the tarot to the Bible and to Masonry. And hopefully, I'm going to blow your mind. And hopefully, I'll wake some of you eyes up. Wakey, wakey. Right. Also, while we're here, I want to show you this. This card, the High Priestess. If you notice that book that she's holding, you see the T-O-R? T-O-R-A. Torah, the Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible, right? Penta. Then you get the pentacle, the star. So we have the deck of we have the, one second, look, the pentacles, the stars, the real, the tangible, the real, the earth, right? So, Temperance. We're going to start here. B, J, Joaquin, and Boaz, the pillars of masonry. You'll see it later. She is holding the Torah. She also has the horns on her head. It's a long story. So here we go. And also want you to know that I do not script anything. This is not scripted. I do word and card studies. I do studies. And when you see me with a piece of paper, because I've gone through and done my study. And I'm not reading from a script. I'm reading from my notes that I have made about these things. Temperance is a little bit longer than most of the studies that we're going to do, which some of these cards do contain more things than others, but that's because of the symbology in them. In college, it's iconography. So, Temperance from the tarot. The card XIV. It is the 14th card. This angel stands with 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land, which in the Bible it says 1 foot on the land, 1 foot in the sea. Now, while having the triangle at the center of her chest, which elementally is a symbol of fire, while pouring what is normally said to be water, but you can actually see that water, when you pour water, it does not pour on a diagonal. Water will never pour diagonally. So this, if we understand, and if you look at the actual thing that she is pouring, it's knowledge, it's information, it's the squiggly lines of the Aquarius. So we have the fire sign, we have the symbol for fire, and we have the Aquarian lines. Now, when you understand that this is knowledge, she is the holder of the little book of the book of Revelations. Okay, while pouring what is normally said to be water or liquid between the 2 cups, again, when viewed by the layman, it is thought to be water. When you have eyes to see, it is obvious that the stream is pouring on a diagonal and is perfectly the symbol of Aquarius. There's the symbol of Aquarius. Now, which is often mistaken for a water sign, as one would assume that the Aquarian, with his or her container being poured, would be pouring water, hence the aqua. When this is not the case, as Aquarius is an air sign, it's a symbol of air, and is just as the Temperance, pouring knowledge, holding a book, it's knowledge. Now, this being also obvious by multiple symbols on and around the head, the temperance has an active pineal gland. If you look at the sun sign symbol that's right there, it's the O. I need paper. If you don't know what the sun sign symbol is, there it is. It's a circle with a dot right in the middle of it. The circle with the dot in the center, which planetarily is the sun and alchemically gold, placed center of the head, exactly as the Hindu put their dot, wasn't enough to show you that this is an active pineal gland. She also has the halo. Look at the halo, the brilliance, the lines of radiance, and the emphasis lines surrounding the head point to it, beaming with the same brilliance as what seems to be the sun in the background. Also, this sun is in the Mona Lisa. I think it is. I'm almost positive it's the Mona Lisa because it's the oval sun, and they say it's spacecraft and UFOs and all kinds of crazy bullshit. It's insanity. But this card alone contains fire, air, water, and earth, but also spirit and gold, and the symbol of the sun. This points us directly to the Bible verse of the King James, Revelation 10:2, which says, "He had a little book open in his hand, and he set his right foot on the sea and his left foot on the land." When you realize that the two cups are pouring knowledge in a stream between them, which is by definition what a book is, a stream of knowledge, a knowledge stream. So we go to Revelation 10:3. This angel cries out with a loud voice, as if a lion roars, and he does 7 thunders utter their voice. When the 7 utter a voice from heaven, to me, to seal up those things, the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. So this is him. This is who they're talking about, right? This is the guy. And this is shorthand. You're more than welcome to look up these verses. I don't have time to read one verse after another, and then we get lost in some Bible study, and we're just tying the two together. I'm not studying the Bible. Sorry. So, when the angel with the foot, 10:5, Revelations 10:5, the angel with the foot on the land and a foot in the sea raised his hands to heaven, 10:6, and swore that there should be time no longer. Time is a concept. Time is a concept of man. It was taught to us by man. Time is not a ticking clock on the wall. It's a fluid thing that keeps moving forward. Personally, I don't believe in a past or a future. I believe in the ultimate now, the greatness of the now, this second, right now. 10:7. The sound of this 7th angel brings the mystery of God to be finished. The mystery of God to be finished. This is the angel. An angel is a living person. The mystery of God is a man. God is a man. It is a title that is held. A title where a man says, I am God. I am the God of the earth. And I am blah, blah, blah. Right? It's all made up bullshit. You can't make there a God because it takes away your greatness. We're all one thing. Everything that's living is one thing. The earth is living. It's a living being. Okay? 10:7. 10:8. A voice from heaven said to take the book from the angel's hand that stands upon the sea and the earth. This angel stands on land and in the sea and is the bearer of the little book of Revelations, as I have said. Temperance is balance. It tells you to measure the temple within, the temple inside of you. This means the esoteric, or the inner you, but to not measure the outer court. Revelations 11:3 has the number 1260 days is the length of the two prophets who will be able to preach. Coincidentally, if you take the number 1260 and you divide it by 28, which is the number of the two moon cycles, the two lunar cycles, the waxing and the waning, the growing and the fading, right? Which is our time, which is our place. You get the understanding that this is all these numbers that they've used against us are all tied together, and they all wrap around moon cycles and the sun and the rising of the sun. Why do you think they called Jesus the risen sun, right? If it don't rise, as George Maxwell said, you're over with. When the thing is, it's the arc of life. Why do you think they give you all of these arcs? The arc of the covenant, the arc of the rainbow, the arc of the blah blah blah. It's all made up. All comes from these cards. These cards are the answer to everything. Now, give me 1 second. So temperance gives you the balance that you need in life. The balance of the male and the female. So we're going to jump to Daniel 5:25. It's the writing on the wall. Mene, tekel parson. Right? What it means is you have been weighed and found wanting. This man measured and was not found to be balanced, but was in want. So he measures his insides, he measures his inner court, and he is found to not be balanced, to be out of balance, to where he is looking for something greater than him, to be whole. He can't be whole. Well, Belshazzar reached integrity, but had worshipped all of the items of materialism, and when measured, was found wanting, or less than whole, as he spent his entire life looking outside of himself for God instead of within. When, as the saying goes, if you do not go within, you go without. Temperance has 1 foot on the sea and 1 foot in the water, which is the emotion, which is the water, which is the things around you, right? The emotions, they're not tangible, but they're real. Tell me an emotion isn't real. Tell me heartbreak isn't real. I'll kiss your ass if it ain't real. And 1 foot on land, which is the material or the tangible, the thing. This emotion or spirit or esoteric or yin or female is the unseen but obviously tangible side of us. This earth is the material, the body, the yang or the male, an equally tangible side of us. This brings us to Matthew 7:13 through 14. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat, however the hell you say the word, Thereat, right? Matthew 7:14. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be find it. I found it. I'm going to show you how to find it. It's my job here. It's my job. You're welcome. Yeah, I smoke cigarettes and drink coffee and all kinds of stuff. I curse also, but I found the gate. So don't discredit me just yet. The narrow gate is the dividing line between the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the light and the dark. This right there is where that narrowness can be observed, where there can be no lukewarm. This fine line between what is light and dark, masculine and feminine, etc. That narrow gate is a hair's breadth between two polar opposites, which can be navigated, flawlessly without trepidation if the balance of temperance is recognized and a clear differential is understood and established by itself between the esoteric and the exoteric. The esoteric is the internal, the female, the emotion. The exoteric is the outside, the tangible, the thing, the land, right? So the eso, the water, exo, the land, 1 foot on the land, 1 foot in the sea. Where one can gracefully walk through life on the precipice of both without precariousness, where slow and steady as the turtle keeps movement consistently forward, a pace where the narrowness of the path, which can be as wide as the line of sight, or as thin as a thread, does not matter, as balance is the key to oneness. One with all things. Most importantly of all is self. They've told you in this whole life, don't be selfish, don't be selfish, don't be selfish. The only thing that you have is self. You can only be selfish. As long as you are not egotistical, being selfish means that you put your survival first. Now, that's where we're supposed to be. We put our survival first and we can help others. You cannot save yourself first. It's like when you're on a plane and it's crashing, they tell you don't put his mask on before you put yours on, right? If you're going to put his mask on, he's going to live, you're going to die. There we go, right? The other side of this is the rabbit, whose speed covers tremendous distance in a record time. Only the sacrifice balance, where the drunken weave in its fatalistic motion can bring you from one end of the emotional spectrum to the other. With that speed, with the speed that would make lightning weep at its slowness. This tottering takes a broad path that once taken this drunken weave through life instead of the finely walked path that separates the emotion and the physical. So it takes a broad path that once taken for even a second can take a lifetime to correct, right? So you can go so far off course, so fast, that it can take you an entire lifetime to correct, if correction is even possible. This path is what creates hell on earth, where one lives dualistically. Dualism is what they sold you. Dualism is hell. Dualism is the hell of existence. This path is what creates hell on earth, where one lives dualistically, exactly the opposite of the singularity of oneness we are supposed to experience. This was created by man. This is the enmity set between the masculine and the feminine, creating an internal division, not between man and woman in the external. They gave you enmity between the man and the woman inside, the separation of the powers of masculine and feminine that we all possess, right? So they give you this line, and they tell you, oh, well, it's between man and woman. No, it's not. It's internal. This is not exo. This is eso, inside, the emotion. So they give you the difference. They separate you, right? They separate you inside your mind. Enmity is not a real thing. Enmity is a thought. Enmity is, boom, I'm one thing or the other. You're both. You're both. You possess qualities of your mother. You possess qualities of your father. It is the truth, and it is the way, and it's the life. Okay, all right. Jesus was correct. So, and this was given to you by man. Now, not between man and woman in the exo, but in the eso, which divides the temple of you. And as we so well know, a house divided cannot stand. This is why the fraternal Masons teach oneness with their brothers, and they teach order ad chaos, order out of chaos. They teach their brethren this, and how this ties to that book. keeping their brethren on the narrow path, while dividing the rest of creation with enmity. This is the story. This is what they have done us. And they use these cards and they use their book to do it. So the symbology is hidden in here for you to break that book down and see what is actually real. Like I said, this is a test video. I have to do some better notes, as there were things I wanted to touch on that I didn't, but I think I got a pretty good message across. But here we are, the end of our first lesson. There she is. So, thank you for listening. Hope there's something you can take from this to understand that the things that we were given by man are not real. Man gave you enmity. Man gave you man broke your home. Not God. God didn't separate you. God loves you. God created you. God loves us all. God is in you. It is you. You're not a body that possesses a spirit. You're a spirit that possesses a body. And that spirit is so much bigger than you are. We'll learn this in our study. I understand those, and I understand how to get the message across to you. So yeah, thank you for your time. Have a good night.